The woman was locked in a kennel, a dog collar chained around her neck. Every day, she was forced to eat dog food and live like a dog, sleeping curled up in a cramped space and using a nearby trench as a toilet. Any hint of resistance was met with brutal punishment. This was an extremely twisted social experiment. In broad daylight, a girl named Jenny was tied up and thrown into a car. After being drugged and blacking out, she woke up in a doghouse. The collar on her neck was chained to a block of concrete. Escape was impossible. She tried calling for help, but she was alone in the entire kennel compound. Looking toward the entrance, she saw a man in a gas mask staring directly at her, filling her with terror and despair. With no other choice, she curled up and spent the night in the tiny doghouse. The next day, the masked tester brought her food. Jenny asked why she was being kept there, but he just made a gesture to keep quiet. When she asked about using the restroom, he pointed to the trench and left. Jenny picked up the food and sniffed it. It was dog food. Offended, she set it aside. Soon after, the lights went out and she spent another night cramped and unable to stretch her legs. On the third day, the tester brought more dog food. Seeing she hadn't eaten the last batch, he took both portions away as punishment. Now starving after 3 days with no food, she was desperate. The next time, he placed the food far from her reach. Jenny had no choice but to use her legs to drag it over and devour it. As soon as she finished eating, the lights went out again. Full but furious, Jenny banged the food bowl against the wall in protest, only to suddenly pass out. The food had clearly been drugged. The next day, the tester arrived and found Jenny still unconscious. He kicked her a few times with no reaction, then blasted her with a high-pressure hose to wake her up. Jenny had had enough. She asked when she'd be let go. To her surprise, after being cleaned up, she was brought outside for a bit of fresh air and allowed to walk around. Jenny thought maybe she was finally being released, but then a voice came over a speaker. Walking only, no running. She picked up the pace, only to realize the collar on her neck was pneumatic. The faster she moved, the more pressure it built, choking her. She tried to scale a fence, but passed out from lack of air. When she woke up, she was right back in the kennel. That's when she heard a man's voice crying for help. Peeking out, she saw another prisoner nearby. They were both trapped in this nightmare and started talking about possible ways to escape.